Om. Sahana vavatu, Sahanau bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Pathami Sanskritam Nityam Vadami Sanskritam Sada Dhyayami Sanskritam Samyak Vande Sanskritamataram. Hari Om. So we have completed 7 Vibhaktis, and in the last session we were seeing the usages of Saptami Vibhakti. We saw the Adhikarana Karaka is there, and we saw 3 kinds of Adhikaranas, etc. we had been seeing. So let us start today's session. Today's session is going to be a revision session, right? We'll be going through the 7 Vibhaktis together, so that we will get an overall idea of which Vibhakti is used where. Probably there may not be a new point in today's session, but it will be very important to get everything into one perspective, right? Let us start with a verse as usual. I will chant, repeat after me. Swagrihe pujyate murkha, Swagrame pujyate prabhu, Swadeshe pujyate raja, Vidvan sarvatra pujyate. Together. Swagrihe pujyate murkha, Swagrame pujyate prabhu, Swadeshe pujyate raja, Vidvan sarvatra pujyate. What is the common word? Pujyate, is worshipped. Is worshipped. Okay. So now in different in each pada, it is said who is worshipped where. Okay. That is how the Subhashita is. Let us see. Swagrihe, in one's own house, murkha pujyate, a fool is worshipped. Hey Veji, what is this? I am also worshipped in my own house. Yes. What it means is, a fool is worshipped only in his house, not anywhere else. Swagrihe pujyate murkha. Murkha means a fool. Swagrame pujyate prabhu. Swagrame, in one's own village, Prabhu means ruler. The chief of the village is worshipped in his own village. Swadeshe pujyate raja. Raja, a king, is worshipped in one's own kingdom. Swadeshe. King is worshipped, Raja pujyate swadeshe. In one's own kingdom, the king is worshipped. But Vidvan sarvatra pujyate. But a wise person is worshipped sarvatra, everywhere. So what is the moral? Become wise, then you will be worshipped everywhere. In one's own house, even a fool is worshipped. In one's own village, even the chief of the village is worshipped. In one's own kingdom, the king is worshipped. But a wise person is worshipped everywhere. Okay, very, very beautiful Subhashita, very short, simple Subhashita. There is not much to get. Complications of Sanskrit is not there. Very, very simple Sanskrit is also there. The point is what? The point is, become wise and you will be worshipped everywhere. Now, please note one more point here. Saptami Vibhakti. See, Swagrihe, in one's own house. Swagrame, in one's own village. Swadeshe, in one's own kingdom. Swa is once. Griha, house. Grama, village. Desha, kingdom. Country, nation. Right? Vidwan, sarvatra pujyate. Sarvatra here is replacing the seventh vibhakti and saying everywhere. A wise person is worshipped everywhere. Okay? Alright. Disclaimer. This verse being taken today has no reference to anybody traveling anywhere and being worshipped everywhere. This has nothing to do with it. Disclaimer, this is not a political post. This is seventh vibhakti we saw in the last session. Therefore, I am taking this here. Okay. Swagrihe pujyate murkha. In Hindi also, no, I think in Hindi also there is a proverb. अपने गली में तो कुत्ता भी शेर होता है. That proverb, have you heard? That in one's own area, even a dog is like a lion. When he goes outside, then he realizes. Similar to that, this verse is there, that the important thing is Vidwan Sarvatra Pujyate. A wise person is worshipped everywhere, wherever he goes. Gurudev used to say, cultured give happiness wherever they go. Wherever they go, cultured people will give happiness. And uncultured gives happiness whenever they go. And uncultured people will give happiness whenever they will go away. Then the other people will be happy. So, Vidwan Sarvatra Pujyate. A wise person is worshipped everywhere. Right? Seventh Vibhakti also, I am sure you have seen. So, if you have noticed, while studying the seven Vibhaktis, we have also seen at least one verse which enhances or shows more examples of that Vibhakti. In some cases, we have seen more than one verses also. Right? Where the Vibhakti usages were long and therefore we took 2 sessions. There we have seen more than one verses also describing, I think Dvitiya Vibhakti we had seen 2 verses, etc. Okay? But here at least one verse we have seen where one Vibhakti is beautifully explained. Okay? I hope you are maintaining a separate list of all the verses that we are seeing. That will help a lot to go through it again and understand what usage was used, etc. etc. Okay? Alright. Chalo, let us start. Now this is something that we had seen right at the beginning. We are just taking it into account today to put everything into perspective now again. So Vibhaktis we saw, there are 7 Vibhaktis. Sapta Vibhaktis are there, plus 1. Sambodhana also is there. Right? And this is the summary of 7 Vibhaktis. This chart we had seen earlier, but we are just seeing it again because now we have seen the usages of those Vibhaktis. So we have now a better understanding of how the Vibhaktis are used. Right? So here Vibhaktis names are there: Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami and Sambodhan. Okay. Then the name of each Vibhakti is mentioned. This also we had seen at that time. Nominative case, Prathama Vibhakti. Accusative case, Dvitiya Vibhakti. Instrumental case, Tritiya Vibhakti. Dative case, Chaturthi Vibhakti. Ablative case, Panchami Vibhakti. Genitive case, Shashti Vibhakti. Locative case, Saptami Vibhakti. Vocative case, Sambodhana. Sambodhana we have not seen, we will come to that. Okay? Not much is there. Sambodhana we will come. Vocative case. Karaka also we have seen. Remember what is Karaka? Karaka is the connection between the word and the verb that the Vibhakti gives. The Vibhakti gives that connection between that word to which that Vibhakti Pratyaya is added with the verb. So, Kartru Karaka, Prathama Vibhakti indicates the subject of the sentence. Karma Karaka, Dvitiya Vibhakti indicates the object of the sentence. Karana Karaka, Tritiya Vibhakti is connected as an instrument. Then Sampradana Karaka, Chaturthi Vibhakti explains to whom something is offered. Apadana Karaka, Panchami Vibhakti explains the place of separation from what? The place of separation. Shashti Vibhakti doesn't have Karaka. Why? Because it is not connected to the verb directly. We have seen Shashti Vibhakti, genitive case is connected to another word, which may be connected to the verb. Right? So Shashti Vibhakti doesn't have Karaka. Saptami Vibhakti is Adhikarana Karaka. The location, the substratum, Adhara, support, that is explained by Saptami Vibhakti. Again, Sambodhana Prathama doesn't have Karaka, because it is not connected to the verb directly. Okay? Remember all these points? Yes, no? Remembering, Veji? Go little slow. Okay, fine. I will go little slow. Now, prepositions that are used. Because we are studying through English, so sometimes these prepositions will be helpful. Prathama Vibhakti doesn't have any preposition because it is the subject of the sentence. Dvitiya Vibhakti, generally the preposition used is to. Sometimes in English this to may not be used but implied. Object of the sentence may not always have to associated with it. I pray to the Lord is okay. I am speaking to you. In some cases, to is used, but I want book. There, book is an object, but I am not saying to book. Right? So, sometimes the to will be used, sometimes it will be implied, but object of the sentence, Dvitiya Vibhakti, sometimes the preposition used is to. Tritiya Vibhakti preposition is by or with. Instrument, no? By. Through. We saw one more preposition, through. That also can be used. Chaturthi Vibhakti, generally the preposition used is for. Doing it for somebody, giving it, offering it. Now here also please note, to also can be used sometimes in English. But in Chaturthi, when something is offered to somebody, we use Chaturthi Vibhakti in Sanskrit. Right? Panchami Vibhakti, preposition is from that place of separation, from that thing. Right? Shashti Vibhakti, preposition used is of, or apostrophe s. Teacher's student. The teacher's student is also of teacher, student of teacher. Of. Saptami Vibhakti, in or on or at. Saptami Vibhakti prepositions are these. They also indicate place and they also indicate time, depending on the context we have to see. But all these prepositions indicate Saptami Vibhakti. Sambodhana, there is no preposition like Prathama because it is Sambodhana Prathama only. Right? Example, Deva Shabda is taken and example is given. Devaha means a god. Devam, to God. Devena, Tritiya Vibhakti, by God. Devaya, for God. Devat, from God. Devasya, of God. Deve, in God. He Deva, O God. Okay. So this way we can see how just one example is given of Ekavachana only, of singular only examples are given of each Vibhakti. Okay. Is this so far understood? So these many only Vibhaktis are there. Okay. Now let us come to little bit about Sambodhana. Sambodhana Vibhakti, the last one, no? Sometimes it is not counted as separate Vibhakti. It is considered to be another form of Prathama. That's why sometimes they will also use the word Sambodhana Prathama. Sambodhana Prathama. Now what is this Sambodhana? Sambodhana means to address. To address somebody. Right? Therefore vocative case. You are vocalizing your expression. So therefore vocative case. And the forms etc. we will see there are no usages of Sambodhana Vibhakti. There is only one usage, that is to address, to call somebody. No? Oh, my friend, listen. Oh Lord, what have I done? Wherever we are addressing somebody, we use Sambodhana Vibhakti. So now after this, after today's session, in the next session, etc., when we start seeing the forms that the Vibhaktis take, we will be studying Sambodhana forms for each word, right? But there is no special usage. Earlier in the topic of avyayas, if you remember, we had seen some of the words, some of the avyayas, indeclinables which are used to address. He, bho, are, ave. Remember? When we want to give respect, what are the words that we use? To a person who is below us, younger to us, what are the words, what are the avyayas that are used? Only that he deva, bho deva, re mitra, re dushta, ave murkha. Only that word that we have seen earlier in declinable will change. But the forms will remain the same. The meaning, the usage also will remain the same. Okay. So, unlike all the other Vibhaktis, Sambodhana doesn't have separate usage. There is only one usage. There are not many usages that we have seen in other Vibhaktis. Okay. Only one usage is there to address somebody. Okay. And that is why generally they say Sapta Vibhaktis, only 7 Vibhaktis are there. That's why here also I have written 7 plus 1, where Sambodhana Prathama is that plus 1. Sometimes they will say 7 only Vibhaktis are there, sometimes they will say 8 Vibhaktis are there. We have to understand from what context they are talking about. Both are fine. Hope this point is also clear. So, now we have seen 7 Vibhaktis overall. Let us just go through all the usages of all 7 Vibhaktis just to recall what all we have seen in last probably 10, 11 sessions. Okay, let us begin. So, revision, usages of Prathama Vibhakti. First case, nominative case, Kartru Karaka, right? The subject of the sentence. So, the usages are Kartari Karta, subject in active voice. Kartari Kartru Visheshana, adjective of the subject in the active voice. Now, here note this point. Every time we may not be telling about the adjective also will be there. Why? Because there is a general rule that we have seen. Adjective always follows the noun, that it is qualifying. Adjective is a qualifier, no? It is describing the noun further. And therefore, it will follow the vibhakti, vachana of the original noun. So, since the subject is in Prathama, adjective of that subject also will be in Prathama. Ramaha Sitam Pashyati, Sundaraha Ramaha Sitam Pashyati. So, Ramaha, subject of the sentence, also is in Prathama. The adjective to that noun, that is Sundaraha, that is also in Prathama Ekvachan. Okay, so that is also in Prathama. Then Kartari Kartru Visheshaka. Kartru Visheshaka is subjective complement. There is a slight difference that we had seen, if you remember, between adjective and complement. Adjective means something that the noun has, the quality that it has. Subjective complement means that it has recently taken to that quality. Earlier that quality was not there, now that quality has come. So generally for you explaining subjective complement, asti, bhavati, these kind of verbs will be used. When we want to say, no, now my son has become clever. Now here you see, I am not saying that clever word as adjective to the son. I am indicating that earlier he was little, what we can say, immature, but now he has become clever, matured. Are you understanding the difference? Are you understanding the difference? I am not always using it. It is still qualifying, but it is not used as adjective, but it is used as something that the noun has become. So that is this Kartru Visheshaka, subjective complement, also in active voice, which is also in Prathama Vibhakti. Okay. Ramaha Raja Bhavati. You see now, Sri Rama has become the king. Ramaha karta, and therefore in Prathama Vibhakti. Raja here is subjective complement. Now same word can also be used as Visheshana, adjective. Raja Ramaha prakashate vijayate. The king Sri Rama always is always victorious. So there what am I doing? That word I am using as Visheshana. But when I am saying Ramaha Raja Bhavati, I am using it as Visheshaka, subjective complement. Is this difference clear? Is this difference clear? Yes, no? Yes. Alright, okay. So these three usages were for active voice. Now in passive voice what happens? The object is in Prathama Vibhakti. The object is in Prathama Vibhakti. Why? Because in passive voice object is more important. So whatever is more important comes in Prathama Vibhakti and the verb follows the Prathama Vibhakti. Whatever word is there in Prathama Vibhakti, the verb follows that. So in active voice, the verb follows the subject. In passive voice, the verb follows the object, which is in Prathama Vibhakti. Now since object is in Prathama Vibhakti, adjective to that object will also be in Prathama Vibhakti. So karmani in passive construction, karma visheshana, adjective of the object. Okay. Are these usages clear? All these we have already seen. Those people who are watching this video directly, please go back and study the Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti usages, separate sessions are there. Okay. All these are explained just because our memory is very sharp. Therefore, we are recalling this, right? So, Prathama Vibhakti, 5 usages we saw. Now, let us go forward. Usages of Dvitiya Vibhakti. Second case, also called as, first one was nominative case. What is this? Accusative case. In accusative case, the object of the sentence, right? So, karma karaka. Karaka is karma karaka. Let us see usages. Karma, first usage is always according to the main karaka. The object in active voice is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Ramaha Sitam Pashyati. Sitam, Dvitiya Vibhakti. Why? Because Sita is the object of the sentence. Rama is the subject of the sentence. Please note, Sita Ramam Pashyati also is okay. Okay, don't catch me for that. Why? What do you mean, Vedji? Object of the sentence. Woman is not the object. Arey Baba, I am not talking about that object. I'm talking about object in the grammar sense. Subject, object, verb. That object I am talking about. Okay, so whichever is the object of the sentence, that will be. I am seeing a book. I am seeing a movie. Now, whatever I am seeing, whatever I am doing, that object of the sentence will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Now, as the object, so to the Visheshana, adjective of the object. So, karma Visheshana also, and so to the complement also. Same way how we have seen in Prathama Vibhakti. But here the difference is what? Objective complement, not subjective complement. Why? Because it is not complementing the subject, it is complementing the object. Therefore, objective complement, that also is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Fourth usage, very important usage, Prapti Sthanam. The place that I am reaching, the destination, especially with respect to the verb Gacchati, Gamagacha Dhatu. With that, Dvitiya is used. Aham Vidyalayam Gacchami, Saha Mandiram Gacchati, Sa Kutra Gacchati? Kimapi Nagaram Gacchati. She is going to some town, some village. Okay. Everywhere Kimapi, Nagaram, Mandiram, Vidyalayam, Dvitiya. I hope you remember Chaturthi can also be used. When the usage of Chaturthi will come, we'll see. But mainly Dvitiya is used. Okay. In English, when we are thinking, sometimes we will feel that it is Saptami to be used because the preposition sometimes will be used is in. Sometimes. Okay. So remember, in Sanskrit, Praptisthana destination is Dvitiya Vibhakti. Ramaha Vanam Gacchati. Sri Rama is going to forest. Okay. Vane vicharati. In the forest he is roaming. That is okay because he is already reached there. But when he is leaving from Ayodhya, he is going to the forest. Ramaha vanam gacchati or vanaya gacchati. Chaturthi, Dvitiya or Chaturthi. Prapti sthanam. Fifth, to whom we speak or address or ask. So here we had seen to whom we are talking to. That person also is in Dvitiya Vibhakti. What are we saying? That also will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti, but the person whom we are addressing also will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Here itself we had also seen, if you remember, there are certain dhatus, there are certain roots which can have two objects. Remember? Dvikarmaka kriya, we had seen. Sakarmaka kriya, akarmaka kriya, dvikarmaka kriya. Remember? There are some verbs which will not have any object. Like the birds are chirping. There is no object to that chirping verb. Some verbs are there which will have one object commonly used. Most of the verbs are in that category. But there are some words, very few verbs, which will have two objects. Remember this way we have seen dvikarmaka kriya. So then what happens when there are two objects? Both will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Acharya shishyam prashnam pritchati. Teacher is asking a question to a student. So question is also an object, student is also an object. Both will be in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Remember this point also we had seen. And the last usage is with respect to Upapada Vibhakti. Remember Upapada Vibhakti usage where the word is connected to another word of the sentence, not directly to the verb. And what are those words? Those words for Dvitiya Vibhakti are Ubhayataha, Paritaha and Vina. With these words, Dvitiya Vibhakti is used. Ubhayataha means on both sides. Vithim Ubhayataha, on the both sides of the road. Paritaha, Griham Paritaha, on all sides, all around. And Vina means without. Vina, remember, with this avyaya, what can be used? 2, 3, 5. Dvitiya, Tritiya, Panchami can be used, right? So in the usages of Dvitiya also, this point is there. So these are the usages of Dvitiya Vibhakti. Shall we move forward? Okay. Usages of Tritiya Vibhakti. Third case is instrumental case. Karaka is Karana Karaka, the instrument of action. That is what used as first usage. Upakaranarthe, the instrument used for action. Banena Hanti, Lekhanya Likhami. First usage is what is the instrument used for the action. So the subject is performing the action using which instrument? That instrument will be in Tritiya Vibhakti. First usage, more important usage. Second usage, Hetuarthe Tritiya. Hetuarthe means to show the reason or cause. To show reason or cause. Now here, I hope you remember we had seen that Tritiya Vibhakti can be used. Panchami also will have that. Chaturthi also sometimes. Shashti also sometimes. But with that word Hetoho, all these things we are going to be there. But Tritiya and Panchami are mostly used to show the cause. Hetuarthe Tritiya. Third important usage, in the passive construction, subject is in Tritiya Vibhakti. In the passive construction, subject is in Tritiya Vibhakti. Object is in Prathama Vibhakti. Why? Because object is more important. That usage we have already seen. So, Ramaha Sitam Pashyati is active voice. Now, if we change the voice, Ramena Sita Drishyate. Now, Ramena, the subject, has gone in Tritiya Vibhakti. Who is seen? Sita is seen. So, the object remains in, object comes to Prathama, most important, right? And Drishyate, the verb changes according to the object. So, Karmani Karta, the subject in passive construction is in Tritiya Vibhakti. Next, Bhava Suchaka Shabdanam Yoge Tritiya. Tritiya Vibhakti can be used to show feeling. Utsahena kelati, anandena kridati, etc. To show the feeling, Tritiya Vibhakti is used. Next usage, Upadhi Arthe, to show medium. The medium through which something is happening. Ishvaraha pushpaihi hasati. Remember the usage. The Ishvara, the Lord, is smiling through the flowers. Means what? The flowers that bloom are as though Ishvara, the Lord, looking at us and smiling. So the Lord is smiling through the flowers. So this kind of usage also, Tritiya Vibhakti, Pushpaihi Tritiya Vibhakti is used. Next, Prayana Sadhanarthe, to show mode of transport. Dvichakrikaya, Karayanena, Vimanena Gacchati, etc. The mode of transport, how we are traveling, right? That also Prayana Sadhanarthe Tritiya. Next, seventh usage, Yad dhanam diyate tat, whatever price is paid. Dasharupyakaihi, Shatarupyakaihi, Angarajyena, etc. Examples we had seen. Duryodhanaha Angarajyena Karnam Jayati. Wins over the friendship of Karna. What is the price that Duryodhana paid? Angarajya. He had to make Karna as the king of Angarajya, right? So what is the price that is paid? That also is in Tritiya Vibhakti, Angarajyena, etc. Now, next three usages are Upapada Vibhakti usages. Upapada Vibhakti usages are what? Where the word is connected to another word. What are the words that are getting connected? First one, with the avyas Saha Sakam Sardham. All these three avyas mean the same, along with. Mitrena Saha Gacchami, Pitra Saha Gacchati, etc. Sakam, Sardham, they all mean same. Saha Sakam Sardham. So with these words, Tritiya Vibhakti is used. Guruna Saha, Guruna Sakam, Guruna Sardham, etc. Next, with Avyaya Vina. We had seen Dvitiya, Tritiya, Panchami. So without whom? Mitrena Vina Aham na Gacchami, I am not going without my friend. If my friend comes, then only I will go. That kind of usage, Vina. With Vina also Tritiya Vibhakti is used. Next one, with the Avyaya Alam. Now this Alam Avyaya has got two meanings. Don't. This one meaning, Alam Kolahalena, enough of shouting. That for that usage, Tritiya Vibhakti is used. In Chaturthi Vibhakti also, there will be one usage of Alam, which we will see in the Chaturthi Vibhakti. So these are the 10 usages of Tritiya Vibhakti. Let us go forward. Usages of Chaturthi Vibhakti. Chaturthi Vibhakti is fourth case. Fourth is dative case. And the Karaka is Sampradana Karaka. To whom or for whom we are offering something. So that is the first usage. Sampradanarthe Chaturthi. Sampradanarthe, receiver of something. To whom we are offering. So that person is receiving. That person will be in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Important usage. Second, Hetvarthe, to show purpose. Earlier also we have seen. For what? Purpose of action. Okay, not necessarily the cause, but the purpose. Tritiya Vibhakti was showing the cause. Aham Shiro Vedanaya Patashalam na Gacchami. Tritiya Vibhakti. Cause. Here, for what you are going? Jnana Grahanaya Aham Vidyalayam Gacchami. What is the purpose? Why are you going to the school? In order to get knowledge. Little slight differences are there, if you can notice this. Okay, Hetvarthe. Next, very beautiful usage, Tadarthe Chaturthi. For whom action is performed. So I am performing action, but not for myself, but for somebody else. Then for whom that action is performed means what? That action is dedicated to whom? That also will be in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Tadarthe Chaturthi. Praptisthanam. This usage we had seen earlier. Dvitiya can also be used. Chaturthi can be used for destination. Okay. Praptisthanam. Then for showing or seeing something. Darshanaya. Mrigashala Darshanaya. Father is taking the son to see the zoo or to show. That also is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Now interesting, little different kind of usages. Yasmai rochate. Who likes something? So the karta, the subject is actually going in Chaturthi. Okay? Rochate. It is a kind of passive construction. And therefore, instead of karta going through Tritiya, because of this rochate, it goes in Chaturthi. Krishnaya navanitam rochate. Remember Shri Krishna? What does he like? He likes butter. He likes butter. So who is liking? Shri Krishna is liking. Therefore, Krishnaya navanitam rochate. What is like is Prathama Vibhakti only, but who likes, that is in Chaturthi Vibhakti, not in Tritiya. Krishnena rochate is not right. Krishnaya rochate. Yasmai rochate. Particular to this verb. Everywhere else it will be Tritiya only. Particular to this verb. Yasmai rochate. Then Yasmai darshayati. Now Yasmai rochate was the subject becoming Chaturthi Vibhakti. Here Yasmai darshayati, the object is becoming Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay. So to whom something is shown. What is shown is also in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Mrigashala darshanaya. But putraya darshayati. Earlier also I think we had seen the example. Shri Krishna Arjunaya Vishwarupam darshayati. Object of the sentence. To whom it is shown. What is shown? Vishwarupam. That is normal object, Dvitiya Vibhakti. Who is showing? Shri Krishna. Subject of the sentence, Prathama Vibhakti. But to whom it is shown, for whom it is shown, that is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Yasmai darshayati. So these are two interesting usages. Then again we saw with particular verbs that are in the meaning of cause or can cause. Kalpate, sampadyate, bhavati, etc. With these verbs also Chaturthi Vibhakti is used. Can cause. Remember all that we had seen. Dharma sukhaya kalpate. Dharma leads or can cause sukha, joy. Those kind of usages with these particular verbs. 4 or 5 verbs we had seen. Then next one, towards whom negative emotions are there. Again, this also we had seen. For negative emotions, generally for all kind of verbs, Dvitiya Vibhakti is used for object. But if there are negative emotions towards somebody, then they are in Chaturthi Vibhakti. If there are positive emotions towards somebody, they are in Saptami Vibhakti, 7th case. Right? So here what negative emotions are there? Krudhyati, asuyati, etc. etc. He gets angry on somebody or jealous of somebody, kupyati, etc. With these negative emotions, the object is in Chaturthi Vibhakti, not in Dvitiya. That also we have seen. That which is promised. Vagdanena. Vagdanam. Vagdanam means promise. Right? The politicians are promising something before the election. After the election they don't complete, but they promise. So what are they promising? That is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. That which is promised. Then the last 2 usages are again Upapada Vibhakti usage. Where this Chaturthi Vibhakti word is connected with another word. What are they? Namaswasti Swaha Swadha Vashat Vaushat. All these are in the meaning of offering. Krishnaya Swaha, Krishnaya Namaha. Swasti, that may there be auspiciousness. Swadha is generally used for Pitrus. And Vashat or Vaushat is generally used when we are offering the flowers to somebody. Okay? Sadgurave, Vaushat, we can use. Everywhere Chaturthi Vibhakti is used. Here also we had seen the important word is Namaha. Because maximum times this word Namaha will come. Even in the scriptures, Namaha will come. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikalagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. All words except that Bhagavan and Namaha, all words are in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Namaha, Te, Namaste to Bhagavan, Te Namaha, Te is in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Vishveshwaraya, Mahadevaya, Trambakaya, Tripurantakaya, all words are in Chaturthi Vibhakti only. Okay. The entire Rudram. Why, Vedji, but why you did not give these examples while studying? Because they are from Vedas, and the Sanskrit that we are studying doesn't necessarily apply for Vedas. We had seen at the beginning, the rules that we are studying are mainly for Laukika Sanskrit. Therefore, I had not given these examples while studying. Okay, the entire Rudra is in Chaturthi Vibhakti only. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Starting from there, all the words that are of Lord Shiva are in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Okay. All the Ashtottar Shatanamavalis are in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Ajaya Namaha, Avyaya Namaha, Vinashaya Namaha, Chintaya Namaha, Prameyaya Namaha. Everything, all the names will be in Chaturthi Vibhakti. Why? Because with the word Namaha, Chaturthi Vibhakti alone should be used. Okay. This also we had seen. Then Avyaya Alam in the meaning of enough, sufficient. Enough, I don't want more. In that meaning of alam, again Chaturthi Vibhakti is used. That is, this is sufficient for this. Lavanaya alam. Tritiya Chaturthi, both have this usage of alam, but in the different meanings. So Chaturthi Vibhakti usages also we have seen. Now Panchami Vibhakti usages. Panchami Vibhakti, fifth case. Fifth case is ablative case, right? Karaka is apadana karaka. Apadana karaka means the place of separation. So if the fruit is falling from the tree is the place of separation. And therefore, vrikshat patati, phalam vrikshat patati. Aham gramat agacchami. I am coming from the village. So what happened in the village? We were together. Now that village became the place of separation. I separated myself from the village. So that from is used for Panchami Vibhakti. Then second, to show comparison. To show comparison. Which degree we are talking about here? Comparative degree, not superlative degree. Superlative degree will be used for Shashti and Saptami. Panchami Vibhakti is used for comparative degree. Than this is better. Again we have Vedic Upanishadic statements for this. Okay. Than the sense objects, than the sense organs, the sense objects are subtler. Than them, the mind is subtler. Than the mind, intellect is subtler, etc., etc. Kathopanishad, so many other. Gita also, the similar verse is there to show comparison. Avyaktat purushah paraha, purushanna param kinchita, sa kashtha, sa paragati, etc. Everywhere Panchami Vibhakti is used to compare. Than something is better, no? So then what it is better, that is Panchami Vibhakti. Okay. A simple example, Yudhishthiraha Arjunat Agrajaha, Arjunat Varishtaha. Yudhishthira is elder than Arjuna. Than Arjuna comparatively. Saying then next one, Hetu Arthe Panchami, to indicate the cause, because of. Remember, Tritiya and Panchami are the main things that are used to indicate the cause. So Panchami Vibhakti is also used. Actually, in the scriptures, when we are studying, we will see that Panchami Vibhakti is used more. In Bhashyas, etc., also we will see that Shankaracharya ji uses Panchami Vibhakti to show Hetu. Even in Nyaya Shastra, Panchami Vibhakti is used generally to show the Hetu, to show the cause. Like example, no? Parvato Vanniman, the traditional example of Nyaya Shastra, of inference, Anumana Pramana. What is the inference? That the mountain has fire. Are you seeing the fire? No, I am not seeing the fire. Then how do you know what is the cause? What is the purpose? What is the reason for your inference? Dhumavatvat, because I see the smoke. Dhumavatvat, because the mountain has smoke. Panchami Vibhakti, you see, Dhumavatvat. So always Panchami Vibhakti will be used in Shastra to show the cause. Okay? In Bhashya, etc., you will see it in a much clearer way. So that is the Hetvarthe Panchami. Then with verbs Jugupsate, Viramati, Pramadyati, Bibheti, Rakshati. With all these verbs also Panchami Vibhakti is used. Why? Because they are in the meaning of from. Jugupsate, turns away from. Viramati, withdraws from. Pramadyati, falls from. Bibheti, afraid of, but from something there is a fear. Rakshati, protects from. So with all these verbs also Panchami Vibhakti is used. And the last usage, of course, is of Upapada Vibhakti. With these avyas also Panchami Vibhakti is used. Bahihi, Arabhya, Rite or Vina, Purvaha, Purvam, Paraha, Param, with all these avyas. Bahihi, outside. Grihat Bahihi, Shunakaha asti, dog is there outside the house. Arabhya, starting from. Rite Vina, Dvitiya Tritiya Panchami Vina was there. Rite also in the same meaning. Tasmat Rite Nasti Kinchita, there is nothing other than that. Purvaha Purvam, Purvaha Purvam means before. Paraha Param, afterwards or higher. With these avyas also, indeclinables also, Panchami Vibhakti is used. So these 5 are the usages of Panchami Vibhakti which we have seen earlier. Now, usages of Shashti Vibhakti. Shashti Vibhakti, 6th case, genitive case, doesn't have Karaka. Speciality of this case is it doesn't have Karaka. What does it do? It shows the relationship. Swaswami Sambandha, relationship between a being and an object. That I am the master of something. I possess something. No? What is my? My pen, my house, my wife, my husband, my children, my father. Not children, father, wife, etc. because that is the next one. To show relationship between living beings. But to show both, whether the relationship between two living beings or whether the relationship between a living being and an object, Shashti Vibhakti alone is used. First 2 usages. Third usage, in the meaning of have or has. I have a pen. He has a beautiful car. If you want to translate it into Sanskrit, how will you do? By using 6th case. Tasya karayanam, sundaram karayanam bhavati. Mama lekhani asti, etc. Then hetu arthe, but with the word hetoho. Gamanasya hetoho aham tatra gacchami. Or jnana patanasya hetoho aham patashalam gacchami. Word hetoho is giving the meaning of because. But because of what? That of is creating Shashti Vibhakti. Generally in English also we say because of. That of is the preposition of Shashti. So what will follow after that will be Shashti Vibhakti. Right? Then with these avyas, upari, above, adhaha, below, purataha, agre, samaksham, in front of, paschat or prishtataha, behind, dakshinataha, on the right side, vamataha, on the left side, krite, for the sake of. With all these avyas also Shashti Vibhakti is used. With all these avyas also Shashti Vibhakti is, right? Okay. Then what? Nirdharanarthe Shashti. Nirdharana means to show comparison, but superlative comparison. That among all these people, he is the best. He is the main person. We have seen in the 10th chapter of Gita, lot of Nirdharana Shashti is there. Bhagavan is explaining vibhutis, no? There a lot of times Nirdharana Shashti is used. Then Tulyaha, with this word Tulyaha also. That 2 people are equal to each other. So then one person will be in Prathama, another will be in Shashti, but with the word Tulyaha. Okay. Sometimes they say in case of Sri Rama and Ravana's Yuddha, they say the battle between Sri Rama and Ravana was equal to only one thing. What is that? The battle between Sri Rama and Ravana. Means what? That battle has no comparison. So Rama Ravana yoho yuddham, Rama Ravana yoho iva. The battle between Sri Rama and Ravana was equal to the battle between Sri Rama and Ravana. There is no comparison. So again Shashti Vibhakti is used. Karmani Shashti Vibhajya Prayoga, last usage we saw. Sometimes preliminary Sanskrit, when people study for Sambhashana etc., they use this Vibhajya Prayoga. Gananam karoti instead of Ganayati. Ganayati means counts. Gananam karoti means does the counting. Now when Gananam karoti is used, then it is used with sixth case. Aham ganayami or saha ganayati, saha tasya gananam karoti. Dhanam ganayati, the object will be in normal sentence saha dhanam ganayati. He is counting the money. But when Vibhajya Prayoga, that ganayati you are dividing into gananam karoti, then sixth case is used. Saha dhanasya gananam karoti. He is doing the counting of money. You see, in English also this. It sounds very, very bad, but it is correct, grammatically correct. He counts the money, he does the counting of money. So when you counts, you divide into does the counting, then of has to come. That's why Shashti Vibhakti comes. I am just showing you parallels in Sanskrit and English so that you understand that this is not very difficult. It is something that unknowingly we are already doing in English. Okay, we are just have to understand this in Sanskrit. Alright, so these are the 8 usages of Shashti Vibhakti. Now comes the last one, Saptami Vibhakti usage. Saptami Vibhakti is the 7th case, locative case. It shows the location, and the Karaka is Adhikarana Karaka. Adhikarana Karaka, the support, where the thing is happening. Right? Now Adhikarana we saw is of 3 types. Aupashleshika Adhikarana, Vastu Sambandhi, where there is actual physical contact. Vaishayika Adhikarana, Bhava Sambandhi, where it is not an object to have physical contact, but it is the feeling, something which is subtle, which is in touch with something. And third one, Abhivyapaka Adhikarana, where there is no physical contact because it is pervading everything. Tile Tailam Asti. Right? In that sesame seeds, that oil is there. Pervades. So all these 3 kinds of, these three are Adhikaranas only. The first kind is what? Where the physical connection is there between the object and the support of that object. Utpitikayam lekhani asti, that pen is there on top of a desk. There is physically a pen which is on top of a desk, right? But with second, bhava sambandhi means it is a feeling, though there is a support to that feeling, but it is not a physical object. And in the third kind of adhikarana, it is pervading. Still there is support, the substratum is still the same, but pervasiveness is there, and therefore there is no physical contact again. So 3 kinds of adhikaranas: aupashleshika adhikarana, vaishayika adhikarana, abhivyapaka adhikarana. In all these 3 meanings, Saptami Vibhakti alone is used to show that which is the support will be in Saptami Vibhakti. Next, to indicate time. Why this beautiful concept we saw? Because to space or time, these are 2 sides of the same coin. So if space is indicated, the place is indicated by Saptami Vibhakti, even time is indicated by Saptami Vibhakti. Just like in English also. Please give example of second. Bhava Sambandhi. Earlier also we have seen 2 examples. I think one was Mama Ishware Preeti Asti. Something like this we must have seen. Bhakti Asti, na? Preeti Asti, Bhakti Asti. So Ishware, it is not that devotion or love is some kind of object which is in contact with Ishvara, but it is bhava sambandhi. It is more to do with the feeling of devotion. Okay, that's the example of second one. Now to indicate time, we saw in English also same prepositions are used for indicating the place as well as to indicate time here also. Then we saw very interesting usage of Sati Saptami. I am very excited and I like this usage very much. Sati Saptami Prayoga, where two words will be in Saptami Vibhakti who are not in Samanadikaranya, who are not qualifying each other, but because of the such usage, the meaning of when comes. Okay, the very, very interesting usage is there. That also examples we had seen. And in Bhagavad Gita also we actually saw that many places Sati Saptami Prayoga was there when we were seeing the examples. Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankarha, etc. etc. We had seen examples at that time, right? Sati Saptami, when the two words are in Saptami. Nirdharana Saptami, similar to Shashti, Nirdharana Saptami is also there to show comparison. Again here, comparison is of among, superlative degree, not comparative degree. Comparative degree is Panchami Vibhakti, superlative degree. Among all these people, Manusheshu or Shashti, Manushyanam, somebody is better or somebody is higher or somebody is best. That best kind of thing is Saptami, Shashti or Saptami can be used. Then in the matter of or concerning, that also we saw Saptami Vibhakti is used in this meaning. Okay, Vishaye, what is the subject matter? That also. Now, difference between this Nirdharana Saptami and in the matter of concerning is what? In the matter of concerning is talking about the topic in which somebody is better. Whereas Nirdharana Saptami is talking about among the people in that topic who is the better. You understand the difference? Among the archers, Rama is great. When I say that is Nirdharana Saptami, among the archers. But if I say in the matter of archery, Sri Rama is best, it is different. I am not comparing him with archers. I am talking about the topic that he is good at. Okay, but in both, Saptami only is used. Refer to the examples that we have seen, right? Next, with the verbs indicating movement. Patati, falling into something, sthapayati, placing something, kshipati, throwing something, preshayati, sending, pravishati, entering. Again here for preshayati and pravishati, dvitiya can also be used, but saptami also is used. All that also we have seen. Why? Because these verbs indicate that there is some place which is required. Patati, it is falling, no? So it will fall in something. Kupe patati, utpitikayam sthapayati, placing something somewhere, kshipati, throwing it into, yamunayam kshipati, what is that? Gopala balaha kandukam yamunayam kshipati, something like this usage we must have, example we must have seen, right? I think we have seen that example only, that he threw the ball in Yamuna and then Shri Krishna went to get it and then that Kaliya story happens. Okay, so with these verbs. Now with verbs indicating positive emotions. So we saw Chaturthi Vibhakti for negative emotions, Saptami Vibhakti for positive emotions. Snihyati Vishwasiti. Snihyati, in whom you have love. Vishwasiti, in whom you have faith. So again you see in whom, no? In is Saptami Vibhakti. Positive emotions. Last one we saw with adjectives Kushalaha Nipunaha. Again that subject matter will be in Saptami Vibhakti. Who is Kushala or Nipuna will be in Prathama Vibhakti only. But Dhanurvidyayam Arjunaha Kushalaha, there Dhanurvidyayam is in Saptami Vibhakti. Right? So this way we have seen the usages. Now, whatever you are doing, keep the pen etc. down and listen to what I am telling. If we want to really understand and learn language, we have to use it. Not necessarily in conversation, but we have to make use of what we are learning. Why just for language? For Vedanta also that is the case. Just studying Vedanta, just listening Vedanta is not sufficient. In the same way, just listening to the Sanskrit class may not give you that kind of grasp over the language. That is why what we have done is, while studying these 7 cases, Sapta Vibhaktis, we have seen examples which are general examples, and we also saw examples from Bhagavad Gita. In every Vibhakti we have seen. Okay? So I request you to do something now. First of all, these usages, put it nicely in your own notes. Now these notes are, so many points I have told, so many things are added in so many places, right? Put it nicely where you can understand each Vibhakti, maybe in one page, Pratama Vibhakti, what are the usages, and one or two examples. Don't explain it more because you have understood it now. But create this kind of 7 pages for 7 Vibhaktis. This is something that I have done when I was studying Sanskrit. Okay, when my Swamiji was teaching all these usages to me, this is how I studied. So on each page, I will use one page for one side actually for one Vibhakti. Okay. Then what I did the next, what you can also do is summarize this entire 7 Vibhaktis in one page. There don't explain the example also, because examples you can create. Once you have understood the point, examples you can create, right? But try doing this. So for example, here, I will just say Aupashleshika Adhikarana, Vaishayika Adhikarana, Abhivyapaka Adhikarana, one word is there. This I may not do the full thing. I will just say Nirdharana Saptami. I will understand what is Nirdharana Saptami means. Right? Try to do this. It will help you a lot. And then that one page is like your reference page. Anytime you are studying anything and you are not understanding how, you just see that page and you will understand in one glance which Vibhakti has what kind of usage. So if I am seeing something in Chaturthi Vibhakti, in which way or in what meaning is that word used, you will immediately understand by that one page. Okay, so my humble request to everyone is, please take out time and make your notes proper. First, make one page note per Vibhakti, and then I am not telling you to do it now immediately by the next week or anything, not like that, but keep this in mind and keep doing. And then when we study any text, whether you are studying Vedanta or Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana or Bhagavat or anything, keep this one page with you. Okay, that will give you an entire idea of how the Vibhaktis are used actually in the Shastra. Okay, what we have studied about 7 Vibhaktis is sufficient to study all nouns in the Shastra. Okay, nothing more will be required. But these 7 Vibhaktis have to go in our mind thoroughly. That's why this kind of exercise is necessary. Okay, so please make sure that you are spending some time to do this, at least making these notes fair and then concise, making concise notes of one page for all Vibhaktis. Now, each one, to your own creativity, you create the notes. Some people, they have methods of creating notes where they will have some diagrams and they will show the connection. Verb will be in the center, subject one side, object one side, instrument one side. It is up to you. My mind or my intellect is engineering intellect, so we understand everything in line. So I will do in this way. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. It may not work for everyone. Whatever works for you, use that method. Important point is that all 7 Vibhaktis should be summarized in one page. How you want to do, it is up to you. Up to each one's creativity, up to each one's, expertise. And the way that we understand the subject. Okay. The way it is right now is the way that I understand, and therefore it is in point wise. Some people have better way of representation. Most welcome to do all that. Okay. Suppose you create something beautiful and you want to share, please share it with me. I will happily go through it. Okay? Is that clear? We are completing one important topic here, and therefore I am telling this to you. Now, today, just to conclude today's session, we will see one sentence with all 7 vibhaktis in it. One sentence, okay? Earlier we had seen a verse on Sri Rama where all the vibhaktis with respect to Sri Rama were used. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate, Ramam Ramesham Bhaje, etc. In the next session, we will see similar verse for Krishna, where 8 vibhaktis are used for Sri Krishna. That we will see in the next. But here, those are 8 sentences, right? Where the word Rama is in different vibhaktis. Now here, that is not the case. Here in one sentence, all 7 vibhaktis are used. Okay? I think something has happened with that's okay. I will be able to tell you what that is. So that we will see and we will stop for today. Alright. Example of 7 vibhaktis. Now, verb is worships. Okay. So who worships? The son worships. Putraha bhajati. Prathama vibhakti. Putraha bhajati. Whom does he worship? Lord. Putraha devam bhajati. Dvitiya vibhakti. With what is he worshipping or does he worship? With flowers. Putraha devam pushpaihi bhajati. Tritiya vibhakti. Pushpaihi. For the sake of what is he doing this? For blessings. Putraha devam anugrahaya. Pushpaihi bhajati. Purpose. You remember? Hetvarthe in Chaturthi was for the purpose of. Deva anugrahaya. Anugrahaya. For blessings. From where is he getting the flowers? From the garden. Putraha devam anugrahaya udyanat pushpaihi bhajati. From garden he has taken the flowers. Place of separation is garden. Udyanat. Panchami vibhakti. Panchami vibhakti. Can you see that? Then, whose son? Putraha bhajati. Whose son? Gopalakasya putraha. Son of a cowherd. Gopalakasya, one who takes care of cow. Gopalakasya putraha devam anugrahaya udyanat pushpaihi bhajati. Last one. Where does he worship? In the temple. This is word is missing. The word is temple. Mandire. So what is the final sentence? Gopalakasya putraha mandire devam anugrahaya udyanat pushpaihi bhajati. Okay, in one sentence, all 7 vibhaktis. Prathama vibhakti putraha bhajati. Second, dvitiya vibhakti devam. Tritiya vibhakti pushpaihi. Chaturthi vibhakti anugrahaya. Panchami vibhakti udyanat. Shashti gopalakasya. Saptami mandire. Can you see that? All 7 vibhaktis are used. They are not in the order of 7 vibhaktis. Don't say Gopal, Putraha, Devam. You can change the order. We have already seen. That freedom is given. Now order given is for understanding. Gopalakasya Putraha, Mandire, Devam, Anugrahaya, Udyanat Pushpaihi Bhajati. Okay. One sentence explaining all the 7 vibhaktis. Okay. We stop here for today. From the next session, what are we starting? We are going to start the forms of vibhaktis. Vedji, what do you mean forms? Now, how Gopalakasya is becoming Gopalakasya for Shashti Vibhakti? Why Pushpaihi is becoming Pushpaihi Tritiya Vibhakti? We understand what are the Vibhaktis and their usages. But the word Pushpa is going to become Pushpaihi. How these forms are made? Udyanat, how that form is made? Anugrahaya, how those forms are made? So we have heard of so many words: Shri Krishna, Shri Rama, Ishvara, Pustakam, Vanam, Phalam, Kanya, Kavi, Guru. All these words are there. Suppose we want to use them in particular vibhakti, what are their forms? What are their forms? Suppose I want to say of the child, I understand child is Bala. I understand of is Shashti. And because child is singular, I understand that I want Shashti Ekavachana. Sixth case singular. But what is exactly the form? So that is our next topic. Based on the Vibhaktis only, we have studied now Vibhaktis and their usages. Now we will see all the forms, one after another. Okay, is that fine? Is that fine? Chalo. Let us conclude. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.